What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another New Comic Book Day haul. Today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for New Comic Book Day, April 6th, 2022. I picked up 11 total issues this week, so you know what that means. One of them did not make this week's top 10 list, but honestly, overall, it's a pretty solid week. A lot of these publishers put out a lot of new series, and I'm really excited to talk about them, so let's jump right into it. Alright, so super quick, before I jump into this week's top 10 list, I want to give a huge shout out to this channel sponsor, Whatnot. It is hands down the best buying and selling app platform on the market right now. They've got literally everything. They've got Pop Funko, comic books, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, sports cards, designer clothing, you name it, they've got it. You can follow us at LV_comics. All of our links are down low in the description. We go live pretty much every day of the week. If you've got any questions about the app, how Whatnot works, reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to answer those questions. Now, I know you're looking at this omnibus right here. No, I'm not going to be reviewing it. Why? Because this is going to be my 8,000 subscriber giveaway. I also want to give a huge shout out to you guys, the community. I love making these videos, and I really do appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the last couple of years. So this is going to be the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. We've got Deadpool Mini Bus Volume 2. All you have to do is like this video, make sure you're subbed up to the channel too, because it really does help, and comment, what is your favorite book on the market right now? It can be an omnibus, an ongoing series, maybe just a one-shot. Whatever your favorite book is, I want to hear about it. And now let's jump right back to that top 10 list. Alright everyone, so as I begin to talk about this week's top 10 list, just be aware, there's definitely going to be spoilers. I get really excited talking about these comics, I let some stuff slip up, or I get a little bit more in-depth with the book than I would have liked to, but I'm going to put a little spoiler tag down low to give you a heads up when I get a little bit more into the issue itself. So this first book, this is the one that did not make this week's top 10 list. I'm not going to be going really in-depth with it at all. We've got Marvel's Devil's Reign, issue number 6. This is cover A, this is also the series finale. Now, the reason I didn't put it in the top 10 list is because I feel like I really didn't get that great of an experience reading this entire series. I missed out on a lot of info. This is one of the Marvel events that I opted to not get the tie-ins for, and lucky me, it turns out that the tie-ins were very important to the overall series. So as I picked up all of the issues, it felt like beginning at maybe issue 3 or issue 4, I started missing a lot of the plot, or some of the stuff that happened. It didn't pick up exactly where the last one left off, and it just felt like personally I was missing out on a lot of stuff. So with this series, I honestly thought it was pretty good. Maybe if they come out with an oversized hardcover, or if they have enough to maybe make an omnibus out of it, I would definitely pick that up. I would love to read it all at the same time, but I want to hear your opinions on this one down low, and now let's move to the real top 10 list. Alright everyone, so to kick this top 10 list off first, we've got coming in at number 10, this is Marvel's Black Widow, issue number 15. This is cover A. For those of you reading this, this is the series finale. And I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely disappointed that it's the end of the series. Even when I made the previews video, I thought it was the end of the arc, and I was totally wrong. It turned out it was the end of the series. I thought this was fantastic for them to just casually end it like that. I know Black Widow's going to be back. I'm sure they're going to revamp the series, include a lot of this story in the next one, but until that time comes, I was definitely disappointed in this series finale. So everything that they led up to, just the plot development, the character development, the dialogue amongst the characters, and everything that they've been building, it just felt like it was kind of a letdown in this issue. There's a lot of really good action, and I really like how they summed it all up. But I put it in as number 10, mainly because it is just kind of ending abruptly. There's a lot of things that they didn't really tie together. There's a lot of just stuff in this Black Widow world right now that's just out there. Her whole family from the very beginning, I want to know what happened with them. And just a lot of these characters we met along the way. I don't know. I really wanted more from this series. It was one of my favorite ongoings from Marvel that I was reading right now, and just for them to end it like that, I was definitely very disappointed. I want to hear your opinions on this one down low, but for those reasons, we've got Black Widow, issue number 15, coming in at number 10. And next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 9. This is Image's Radiant Red, issue number 2. This is cover A. I really liked the first issue. I really liked the kind of origin story that we got, just some background knowledge, and just who she was as a character. This issue picks up exactly where that one left off, and it took me about all 45 seconds to read this one. It was straight action, almost nothing really happened, and it definitely didn't develop the plot at all in this one. This is where the spoiler is going to come in at. So as I said, picks up right where the last one left off. She showed up at the warehouse, and it just turned into straight action from there, but at the same time, it almost felt as if that action was meaningless. The fighting, it was kind of set up, it was all planned, and once we got all that out of the way, our next big main character, I don't want to call her a villain just yet because we still don't have any info on who she even is. It turned more into, hey, we got a job for you, and then our Radiant Red said, nah, I don't really want to do that job. I just want to do one and maybe be done with it. And we kind of got left on, well, you either need to keep doing jobs or this is where, everything ends with us. I don't know, kind of a boring issue in my opinion. I'm definitely going to continue on with this one. I love the whole Radiant Black series. Really like the first issue. I've got higher expectations going forward. This one just, felt like a little bit more of a filler issue. But for those reasons, we've got Radiant Red issue number 2 coming in at number 9. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 8, you DC fans, you better sit down for this one, but we've got Batman Beyond Neo Year, issue number 1. This is cover A. I know you're looking at this right now like, oh my god, he's got a DC book. I know I don't really get them too often. I had a little bit lighter of a week, and I thought, you know what? New DC series. I do like the Batman Beyond stuff that I have read in the past. I thought, why not? I'm going to give it a shot. I went into it blindly. I don't know what this Batman Beyond character has been up to. I believe his name is Terry McGinnis. I don't know if there's anything leading to this series. I don't even know what it's about, but I picked it up. I was interested in it. I felt extremely lost, but I'm still putting it at number 8, mainly because I thought the plot was fantastic. I really liked just the story that was laid out in front of us. I think I looked up that you had to read Batman Urban Legends issue number 7 to get the full story to what led him to where he is right now and everything that's happening with the city of Gotham. But at the same time, they did give us a little bit of background story. But I just really like where they're going with it right now. I think this is only a 6 or 7 issue mini run, but as of now, I'm definitely going to continue on with it. But as I was saying, if you were on the fence with this, if you don't have a lot of DC knowledge like me, you definitely are going to be missing out on some prior stuff. But at the same time, moving forward, the artwork was great. The plot development was fantastic as well. And if you're a Batman Beyond fan, definitely check it out. But for those reasons, we've got Batman Beyond Neo Year issue number 1 coming in at number 8. Next up, we've got coming in at number 7. This is Vault Comics' brand new series. We've got West of Sundown, issue number 1. This is cover B. I went into this one blindly too. I didn't really know what it was about, but like I said before, I had a pretty light week, so I started picking up some other books while I was there. Vault, they never let me down, so I gave it a shot. I really liked this first issue. The artwork I thought was okay, not exactly my style, but at the same time, really not that bad either. So a little bit about the story. We've got our one main character, and he's just part of a war from way back in the day. And he finds himself this vampire, and then they kind of just go off and live their life a little bit in New York City, but at the same time, she's still being hunted by these monster hunters. We got a lot of background story in this one. We got a lot of knowledge about just who she is, this vampire as a character, kind of him too, and I really like that. At first, I thought it was a little boring, like, where are we actually going with this story? Once we kind of hit the middle, that's when things really took off, and now going forward, I think it's going to be a fantastic series. So they have to leave New York City. By the way, I'm definitely going to be getting into some spoilers on this one. So they have to leave New York City. She has to go back to, I guess, her homeland, her home soil to kind of, I'm not going to be getting into every single thing that happens, but she kind of has to go back to her homeland, but at the same time, she's still being hunted by monsters. If you had a light week like me, definitely give this one a shot. If you're an indie fan, Vault never lets you down. So for those reasons, we've got West of Sundown, issue number 1, coming in at number 7. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 6. This is Images, Little Monsters, issue number 2. This is cover A. You guys already know, I'm a huge Jeff Lemire fan. I love everything that he comes out with. So every single time there's just a new Jeff Lemire title, a brand new series, I'm all about it, and most likely I'm going to love it. Now, I'm going to put my bias aside on this one. If you haven't already started this series, in my opinion, I think this one is going to be much better read in a trade paperback format. It kind of has the style of Primordial right now, and I said the same thing about that one. That one to me felt a little rushed towards the end. This one I'm loving right now. I really am. But if you're on a budget, you already have just a ton of titles, you don't know if you want to add something else, to me, this is one that's just going to be better read in a trade paperback format. So this one, what I did really like about it is that we did get a little bit more info on the kid that's missing. We got a little bit of backstory on him, but at the same time, this issue kind of felt like the first issue again. The kids are all out, they're looking for their missing friend, but then we have another one that was going out looking for the missing kid, and he finds somebody. And that's where the last issue left off. This one picks up kind of with that, and just, I don't want to spoil that too much because, like I said, there's not a lot of stuff that does happen in this issue. We did get left on a very nice cliffhanger, though. I'm just a big fan of this series, but I understand some people won't be. So I want to give that opinion to you. I want to take some bias out of this one. But for those reasons, I'm still continuing on with this one. Love Jeff Lemire and his writing, but we've got Little Monsters, issue number 2, coming in at number 6. So real quick, before I get started off on this 5th issue, if you are enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low. Now, coming in at number 5, we've got Images. Firepower, issue number 19. This is cover B. I'm going to be honest with you. I am very surprised at how much I actually enjoyed this issue. I am very back and forth on Firepower. I think it's great. And at the same time, then there's a few issues that go by where I think, why am I still reading this? It's so much better read in a hardcover trade paperback format. I'm going to stick by that, even though I continue buying these single issues. There's just so many issues where not a lot of stuff happens. Some issues barely have any dialogue in it at all, and it really just relies on the artwork. But at the same time, those issues that don't have a lot of dialogue, the artwork is telling a phenomenal story. And that's exactly how I felt about this issue. It's been a while since the last Firepower one, but at the same time, I felt like it didn't skip a beat. I felt like I knew exactly what was going on, and going forward, I am so pumped for this story. The dragon is finally here. We still have the Serpent Clan, and so many other things happened. And like I said, there was barely any dialogue in this one. Firepower fans out there, I want to hear your opinions on this one, and for people who are interested in this series, I want to know what you think about it so far if you gave up on it. But for those reasons, we've got Firepower, issue number 19, coming in at number 5. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 4. This is Boom Studios. Alice Ever After, issue number 1. This is cover A. I was really looking forward to this series coming out. I was keeping my expectations pretty low because I'm going to be honest with you, haven't really liked a lot of stuff from Boom Studios as of late. House of Slaughter, extremely okay. I'm glad something is killing the children's back. Didn't even finish Maw. Didn't finish Eat the Rich. I think I gave up on Dark Blood too. A lot of series that I was pumped for that just turned out to be very alright. This one, however, very awesome first issue. I really like the artwork. I really like the storytelling. And if you don't really know what this one is about, it's just kind of a retold story of Alice in Wonderland. It's just years later, we have Alice. She's an adult now, but she's got all of these problems because now that she spent time in Wonderland, and then over the years, she just kept going back. She just doesn't have a good grip on reality. She's kind of a loner. She doesn't know how to go about her day and do all of this other stuff. She gets mixed up with some bad people. Overall, this is a really cool first issue. Very unique take on the story. I highly recommend this one, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with it. But for those reasons, we've got coming in at number 4, we have Boom Studios, Alice Ever After, issue number 1. And now we're down to our final 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3. This is Marvel's Moon Knight, issue number 10. This is cover A. This was another very solid issue from Moon Knight. This is probably one of the only series from Marvel right now that I can truly say I highly recommend this. None of these issues let me down. None of them are bad. The artwork is fantastic, and every single issue brings something unique to the table. This one is still continuing on with kind of the Zodiac arc plotline right now. We don't know who the character is. We don't know a lot about the Zodiac, but we got Moon Knight. He's still trying to figure things out. This issue started off a little weird. I thought to myself, I don't know if I missed an issue. I don't know if I missed maybe a tie-in that's very important to the story. But man, once we got to the middle of it, I loved it. We got some action, and then as always, we've got Moon Knight. He's talking to his therapist or psychologist, whatever she is. But then we see him going back and forth with the fighting, and all of a sudden the story is kind of unraveling itself, and it goes back to the psychiatrist. This is definitely going to be a huge spoiler. And it turns out that she's not who he thought that she was, and it just made the issue like, oh, that was so cool. Continued on with that. Moon Knight, absolute badass. I love the stuff that they're doing with him right now. Let's talk about the show download too. Only saw the first episode. Hopefully gonna watch the next one in the coming days, maybe even tonight. We'll see how it goes, but I want to hear all of your opinions on Moon Knight just as a whole right now, what they're doing with the character, the TV show, the series. I want to hear about it. But for those reasons, we've got Moon Knight issue number 10 coming in at number 3. Folks, we're down to our final 2 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 2 this week. This is Marvel's brand new miniseries. We've got Spider-Punk, issue number 1. This is cover B. I'll tell you what, and I know I even said it during the previews video, I was not planning to pick this one up. Had low expectations for it, and honestly, I said the fan in me really wants this, but the realist in me was like, this is not going to be good. AR, you know it's not going to be good. But I'm so glad I picked it up. I'm glad the fan in me said, you know you need that new Spidey. And it was so cool. This is exactly where the bias comes in at, though. I'm rocking a Misfits tee. I caught the very end of the series, and they just had Taskmaster come in. He's got the hair coming down. He's looking like Michael Graves. They even made a Misfits quote right there at the very end. I caught some other Misfits quotes from songs throughout the issue. I think I caught Smashing Pumpkins and maybe a couple other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. It was so cool, though. Spider-Punk, Captain America's in it, Riri makes an appearance, and they're just fighting Kraven the Hunter and his, rock band the entire time. Loved it. Really looking forward to it. I'm so glad I picked this one up. If you're a punk rock fan, a Spider-Man fan, you definitely need to grab this one. But for those reasons, we've got Spider-Punk issue number 1 coming in at number 2. And here we go, everyone. This is my top read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is AWA's brand new series. We've got the Joneses, issue number 1. This is cover A. I was really looking forward to this one, and I'm so happy it didn't let me down. When has AWA ever let me down, though? They've got fantastic products. I love their series. Even the book, the quality of it is just top-notch. With this one, this is honestly one of the only complete issues that I read the entire week. We've got a nice beginning, a little bit of background on the family. It moved into the middle, and we had the plot leading up to the middle. We got a little bit more knowledge about the family and kind of everything about them. Even leading up to the ending. The ending was very satisfying, and it's going to be leading right into the next issue. This was overall a fantastic first issue. As always, AWA, congrats on it. The entire team on this one, congrats. However, while I'm a huge fan of it, I highly recommend it. I did say it in the previews video. This is something I'm looking forward to. However, if you are not up to date on a single thing with the Reborns, you've got to get your knowledge up. We've got the Resistance Uprising, there's Erratic. I'm sure there's a few other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but there's a lot of stories out there right now dealing with the entire Reborn universe that AWA is creating. And while you're not going to be lost, you can definitely pick this one up. You just won't get the general background knowledge on how the world feels about the Reborns. And that's why with this family, as the issue progresses, you learn a lot more about them and how some of them are kind of scared to come out in public that they're superheroes. So take that for what it is. If you're interested in it, we can talk more about it down low to see if it's something that you think you should pick up. But for those reasons, absolutely coming in at number 1, taking the crown, we've got AWA's The Joneses, issue number 1. So what do you guys think about this week's new comic book day? Overall, I honestly thought it was a fantastic week. There's a few issues I thought could have been just a little bit better, maybe a little bit more plot, a little bit more dialogue, just something else in those series. But man, Vault, DC, Boom Studios, hell, even Marvel with Spider-Punk, those new series were all great. And also, I want to say thank you again to everybody that has shown support over the last couple years. We just recently hit 8,000 subscribers, so I'm going to be giving away this omnibus. We've got Marvel's Deadpool Minibus Volume 2. All you have to do is like this video, comment down below what your favorite book is, not just of the week, but in general. It could be just your favorite series, a hardcover, an omnibus, a one-shot. I want to hear about it. And make sure you're subbed up to the channel as well. And thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button because it really does help. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.